Alright, I am in Old Town, Alexandria, Virginia. It was founded in 1749. And I'm out front of the Gatsby's Tavern. And I'm here to bring you the story of the female stranger. It's a lot of stories about this, and it's an old folklore. But there is a famous grave marker that goes with it. So we're going to start here, and I will take you around to some parts of the old town on my way to the final destination of that grave. So let me get across the street to give you a better picture of what this tavern looks like. Okay, so here's the tavern. And who was she? Actually, no one really knows. There's a lot of speculation of who she was, and could be one of two people. Basically, she died here at the tavern in room 8, which is right there. And they say sometimes you can see her silhouette or shadow, or actually an apparition of her sometimes in the window. This is a very famous tavern. It goes also by the name of the Bunch of Grapes or the Grapevine Tavern, but the majority of people know it as the Gadsby's Tavern. So I'll walk down here in the street and give you a little bit more information. Alright, so like I said, there are many stories about her, and there's the visitor center. That place is supposed to be really haunted. There's even a book written about her, or a book that has included the story of her, written by William Carney, and it was written back in 1883, and it was called The Narrative of John Trust. So the story here starts, I think it was 1819? So yes, 1819. She arrived at the docks of Alexandria, which is down at the bottom of the hill here, with a very mysterious man who he said was her wife, or her husband. She was his wife, but no one knew her name, and he wouldn't give her name. And no one really believed in this town that they were married. Alright, so this is Alexandria City Hall. So I did make a mistake. The story starts and ends in 1816. And it was pretty much agreed upon that this woman was of nobility, of either Irish or British descent. Now, some say that the guy's name that posed to be her husband was a man that went by the last name of Claremont. And it turned out that she arrived ill. They checked into the tavern down the street, and she died shortly after, to where then he immediately left. And it turned out that he was a counterfeiter and was caught up near the Maryland-New Jersey line, and was then transferred to Sing Sing prison in New York. So the most popular story is that she was Theodosia Burr Alston, the daughter of Aaron Burr, vice president. It was supposed that she died at sea in a shipwreck, but some say that she was captured by pirates, and the man that she was with when they showed up at the docks was the pirate that kidnapped her. And he brought her back to get the money that she supposedly had here, because he found out exactly who she was. So they showed up here in Alexandria, and kind of like a ransom type of deal. You get me the money and I'll let you go. But again, she got ill and died at the tavern. Alright, so we're coming up here. Gonna make a right onto Duke Street off of Royal Street that I'm on right now. And there's a couple more stories and sites I'm going to show you and tell you more about this mysterious woman here. So this house right here, it is said, belonged to the son of Robert E. Lee for a very, very short time. I think it was just maybe 1 or 2 years. But there's a lot of famous historical homes, as you can tell, all through this city. But yeah, this house right here, rumored to be or belong to Robert E. Lee's son. So as you can see, a lot of these homes have a historic marker emblem, but they don't tell exactly what they were. You have to look up the number. And this particular one is 898521. So if you want to look up and see who this place belonged to, have at it. Alright, scratch that other number. It would probably be 89S, 89 Sierra 521, because this is 89 Sierra 523. Really some magnificent homes and architecture here. I'll do a whole other video on Old Town later when I decide to come back some other time, but let's go ahead and finish this up. Alright, so this is, whole road right here is Route 1. This was a long, long time ago during the highway system, the only road that went from, I believe, Boston down to Florida. Way before I-95 was even built, you had to take this road all the way down. And it took days and days, because as you can see, going through small towns, and maybe your maximum speed limit is going to be 30 miles per hour. Alright, one of the final, I mean there's many, many others, but one final story about her is that apparently she was Sarah Curran, who was the wife of Robert Emmet. And Robert Emmet was a famous revolutionist in Ireland trying to gain Irish independence. But he died in 1803 for treason. So the dates don't really match up that, it was him or she was really that person. Now, they said that she could be that person because then, after he was hanged, she married a famous British naval officer. And that is who she showed up with here at the Alexandria docks. Now, apparently, again, she died shortly after arrival. And he departed, I think, also towards New Orleans. But it was rumored for many, many years after he would come back on the anniversary of her death and leave flowers at her grave. So we're almost there, and see if I can find it. All right, here's another border stone. So that means this is the second one laid from the southmost point, which is was it Jones Point, which is a mile that way, beyond this neighborhood. And so this would be mile marker 1. Is there any etchings on it? Very, very faint etchings. And then the one I showed you guys, I think last video or a couple of videos ago, would be about 6 miles in that direction, that way, over at Falls Church. I didn't even know this was here. Oh, okay. All right, let's go see. We're coming up on the cemetery now. All right, I don't see an entrance, so I'm gonna have to cut through this little opening here and see if we can find it. All right, let's see here. Oh my goodness, where am I even going to start? I think it's down this way further. Let me get out to the road out this way. That'll probably help me get my bearings. All right, I think this is it right here. It's kind of faded. I'll include a better pic at the end. Memory of the female stranger, whose mortal sufferings terminated on the 14th day of October, 1816, age 23 years old and 8 months. I did bring a stone with me. I'll leave it here. Here you go. All right, I'll hope you enjoyed this. Later.